Hi everyone, my name is Abhas, and today we're going to talk about the power of forced practice. Forced practice is essentially creating a system of guidelines and limitations around the way you practice your art or your skill regularly. By creating a sort of system to practice, you can actually optimize the way you learn and exponentially grow as an artist or in whatever skill you choose. In Robert Greene's book, Mastery, he talks about how it takes about 10,000 hours to reach mastery in any particular skill. Bringing forced practice into something helps you get through those 10,000 hours quicker, more efficiently, and actually helps you reach that mastery sooner. This concept is something I first came into contact with when I started posting my photography work on Flickr back in 2008 or 9. I followed a lot of different photographers, primarily doing conceptual photography, and I noticed they would take on projects like 30 days of photography or 365 days of photography. And I became a fan watching these people grow in that sort of era of forced practice. What they essentially created for themselves was a project where they were forced to create something, take a photo, edit it, make it perfect for whatever that meant for them, and post it that very same day. Every single day for 30 days, 52 days, 365 days. As someone following their art, I could very clearly see their growth and progression over this time period. It was absolutely incredible to see the exponential growth in how they could master their style, their skill, and figure out exactly what they wanted their creative voice to look like. So the very first thing to note about forced practice is that quantity and learning are way more important than quality. At least when you're starting out learning a new skill or an art, it's really important to create a large volume of content, whether that's photography, writing, any skill that you want to grow and become better at. Focusing on creating as much as you can is going to help you in the long run. Ira Glass posted this incredible article many years ago now that essentially talks about how if you're an artist of any kind, you have an eye for what you want your art to look like. Essentially, you have curated what you want your art to look like by who you follow, who you learn from, and whose work you look at. Think about the kind of artists that you follow on Instagram, on Pinterest, anywhere online. What do their styles look like? Do they have some sort of commonality in their colors, in their styles, in their movements? What about it is similar? Think about what attracts you to it. That is essentially your vision for what you want your work to be. By using this combination method of focusing on quantity and also knowing your vision, every time you create a piece of new work, you are comparing it to your ideal vision. You are learning from what you did well and also what you want to improve. You will be critical in the absolute best way because you know what it is you want to improve and what you want to keep moving forward with. Thus, using this idea, creating a large quantity of work while having a clear vision of what you want and learning from the work that you create is way more important than creating one fantastic quality work. Because with that quantity, you are growing your practice, getting those 10,000 hours in, and improving every step of the way. One key thing that I think is really important is the time limitation. You'll notice that a lot of the people that I followed and I was talking about decided to have a 30 days project or a 365 days project, and they essentially had to create something every single day, have it done, and post it. You are more creative with limitations. With the limitations such as having to post every single day, having a specific time, or any sort of limitations you create for yourself, you are forcing yourself to be more creative within those limitations. It's important that you do something that really lights you up, that gets you excited, that you're really passionate about, and you want to create within this limited time frame. With those limitations, it's important to have accountability. Post it online for other people to share. Talk to your friends and family about it. Get them to hold you accountable to what you're creating. If you want to create your own 30 days, 365 days project, create every single day and make sure that there's not a reason for you to skip it. If it's just sort of in your journal or something that's inside that you're not really sharing with anyone, it's kind of easier for you to skip a day and then continue skipping days. By posting it online, by talking to your friends about it, by having an external deadline with limits that other people know about, it makes you a lot more accountable. Tons and tons of artists actually do this already. If you've heard of things like Inktober or NaNoWriMo, both of these are good examples of artists taking 30 days and creating limitations for themselves to actually grow in their art. Those are examples of painting and ink drawing, or even writing a novel in 30 days. Both of these are fantastic examples of taking your work and just pumping it out. After you're able to get into your rhythm of forced practice, it actually elevates your art a lot more because you're able to keep creating constantly. Additionally, you suddenly have this power in your mind to constantly come up with new ideas that need to come out and need to be jotted down immediately. The last thing I want you to remember is done is better than perfect. I know all of us have heard this at some point, but in this case, in forced practice, it is essential. A lot of us artists can be very perfectionist. Because of that, sitting down and creating a piece of work takes a lot more time, a lot more effort, and essentially drives us nuts when something is not exactly how we want it. You really have to come to terms with it and use those limitations to your advantage. If you decide to post one piece of work every single day for the next 30 days, you're not going to have perfect work on every single one of those 30 days. You might end up having something that you're kind of satisfied with. You might feel like it's mediocre, but at the end of the day, the fact that you created something, the fact that you can learn from it will help you grow. Additionally, focusing on done, not perfect helps you finish, which I'm sure is the problem most artists face nowadays, especially those that consider themselves perfectionists. I recently read a book called The Slight Edge, and it focuses on the philosophy of compound interest. By investing small habits every single day, you will grow exponentially in whatever you do. Whether that is your small habits in how you wake up and what you do every day, taking care of yourself, focusing on your own growth, or even your art by focusing 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour each day on your art, your work, and growing, you will exponentially increase your skill level as well as your competence. I myself actually completed a 30-day project over a winter break I had in college. I took a photo every single day, edited it to be a sort of conceptual photo, and posted it to my Facebook every single day for 30 days. What I found was that by the end, I had such a consistent and interesting style that I'd created for myself that I continued moving forward. It helped me to grow a lot as an artist because with my time limitations of having, maybe an hour or two each day to take, edit, and upload my photo, I was forced to come up with really good ideas. And additionally, I was in this mindset of coming up with new ideas constantly. I had a note going on my phone for any time that I would sort of have an idea that popped into my head for a photo that I wanted to create. At the end of my 30-day project that I talked about earlier, I actually sat down and realized that I had time to go back and edit my photos further, create a style that I wanted that was more in line with my portfolio. I found that tons of people were really excited to see my growth. People tuned in every day and were really excited to see what I would come up with and post because there's something new, something different that came out of my own imagination. People were very clearly able to see my growth as an artist over time. And I think that's something that people got more invested in, especially within my art, just by seeing my growth. So, to review, learning is an art. In order to reach the 10,000 hours it takes to reach mastering a skill, you have to focus on quantity over quality. Every time you create a new piece of work, you want to learn from it and decide what it is you want to take from it moving forward and what it is you want to leave behind. Adding a layer of accountability with a time limitation and having other people on board, having accountability externally from yourself will help you to create this and make you more creative within limitations. And focusing on the idea of done, not perfect will help you finish your project, reach your goals, and actually consistently get better over time. Let me know in the comments below what kind of practice you want to do. Do you want to do 30 days of painting, 30 days of writing, 365 days of taking photos? What are you going to do to help your art grow next year? Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope it brought you some value, and if you'd like to see more stuff like this, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.